Hi guys, this is Julie with Yoga Zark. I am going to be guiding you today through a challenging vinyasa flow. So if you're newer to yoga, I would recommend checking out the other videos that Yoga Zark has put out there that are more for beginners or intermediate, as this will be pretty challenging with a lot of twisting and balancing. So make sure you have your blocks handy, or a thick book. And before we get started, here's a little disclaimer. So Yoga Zark wants you to put your health first. Yoga is an activity that requires physical exertion. Ensure that you are in proper shape to do yoga, and if you are unsure have an existing medical condition, consult your doctor or physician before beginning a yoga regimen. So let's go ahead and make our way onto our mat, a comfortable seat, Sukhasana, eventually sitting on blocks so that you lift your chest out of the waist. I like to do that personally, especially when if my lower back and my hips are not really warmed up yet. Raising the hips is always good. Rolling the shoulders up and back away from the ears, closing the eyes or keeping a soft gaze. And allow yourself to just arrive on your mat. Becoming present. Getting into that mindset of your practice. Calming down the breath. Noticing your body from the top of the head all the way down to your toe tips, fingertips. Whatever arises is just a part of you today. Start to lengthen your inhales, lengthen your exhales. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, start to constrict the back of the throat. And if you're wondering what that is, it's like when you're fogging up a mirror with your lips sealed. So there will be that oceanic sound to your exhales that allows to create the heat from within. Slowly start to, keeping your eyes closed, start to bring some movement into the body, through the neck, a few neck rolls, clockwise, counterclockwise. If there's a sticky spot, just stay there. The only goal here is to notice the body again, shrugging the shoulders up and back. And then other side, bring the shoulders up and forward, feeling the space in between your shoulder blades. Any unorganized movement here that feels good, maybe taking a bind behind your back with your fingers, drawing the fingers away from the sacrum. If you do have a block and it feels uncomfortable to move on your blocks, just move them away. Taking a side bend, so right hand to your side, left arm reaches up and over. Feel the expansion there in between your left ribs. And take it to the other side. Left hand down, right arm up, inhale. As you exhale, bend towards the left. Inhale, center. Again, inhale, the arms up overhead. And take a twist towards your right. So left hand onto your right knee. Your right hand is behind you as a kickstand to lengthen the spine. Look past your right shoulder if you can. Inhaling center. And exhale, take that twist to the left. Right hand onto your left knee. Left hand behind you. And find that length in your spine and twisting a little bit more towards your left. Gaze past the left shoulder this time. Inhaling, come back to center. Arms reach up overhead. And as you exhale, fold over your lap. Finding a little bit of movement here, lengthening the lower back. Swaying from side to side may feel good. Go ahead and come back to center. Let's get into a little bit of a flow here, still sitting on our mat. Extend your right leg in front of you. Keep the left knee bent. Inhale, the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, fold over your straight right leg. Janu Shirshasana. Don't have to get your forehead to your knee. And then bring your left hand behind you and extend. Lift the hips for gate. And switch it out. Left leg long, right knee bends. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold over your straight left leg. Bring the right hand behind you and lift the hips for gate. And come back to center, switch it out. Couple more times here, make it flowy. As you exhale, fold over your right straight leg. And your inhale is your gate, lifting the hips, expanding the body. And switch, left leg long, fold. Inhaling to your gate, feel the expansion there in your chest as well. Come back to center, last time, right leg long, fold, exhale. And inhale, lengthen for gate. Center, left leg long, right knee bends, fold. And inhale to your gate. And come back to center. Maybe you need to find some movement here, shaking out the legs. Windshield wipers, knees from side to side. Support yourself with your hands behind you. Let's go ahead and find a tabletop from here. Hands and knees, wrists below the shoulders, kneecaps below your hip bones. Taking a few slow cat-cows. Inhaling, looking up, belly drops. Exhale, round your spine, chin to throat. And again, if you want to add side-to-side movements, go ahead. Moving your spine in all the directions, looking over shoulder, hips to one side. And just make sure to balance out both sides of the body. And notice the differences in your right and left side. Hip circles always feel good. Moving with the breath. All right, let's go for fire toes. Curl your toes under. Make sure that that little pinky toe comes with. And then maybe just staying with your hands on the ground. Or you can slowly start to walk your hands up your thighs, bringing your hips to your heels. You'll notice why we call this fire toes. Pretty uncomfortable, gives you a deep, deep stretch there in the sole of the foot, the arch. Giving your feet a little bit of love. Breathe into the discomfort. Just another breath here. And slowly, hands come to the earth. Maybe curl the toes. Getting a little bit of sensation there in the soles of the feet. Again, the toes extending, the legs behind you. Any unorganized movement there feels good. Let's go for a wrist stretch. And from your tabletop, you're going to rotate your fingers outward and have your fingers pointing towards your knees. And then slowly press your hips back. You just want to feel a stretch in your wrist and the forearm. Nothing painful, just stretching. And then flip your palms around. I'm going to show you here. So you want to have the back of the hands down on your mat, fingertips pointing towards one another, and then make a fist with your hand. You're going to feel a stretch on your forearm, but the outside edge of your forearm and the back of the hand. That a few times. Then coming back to center into your tabletop. Going to curl our toes under, finding our first down dog of the day, most likely. So pedal it out. Feet are hip width, hands shoulder width. Find length there. Pedal it out. Maybe hips from side to side. Whatever feels good. Gaze towards your belly button or in between your thighs, feeling the length in your spine. Bring your left hand to the center of your mat, and with your right hand, reach for the left ankle. Little down dog twist, gazing towards the ceiling from underneath your left armpit. Keeping the hips leveled. Let's switch. Left hand to center, right hand to center, sorry, and then left hand reaches for the right ankle. Getting the body warmed up for what lies ahead. Make your way to center, downward facing dog. Maybe a few more movements here that feel good. Look up in between your hands. Step your right foot forward, left foot forward. Find a yogic squat. Malasana. Now this is your first one and it's really early in the practice, so maybe you're still on your toes. Maybe the hands are down on the mat to support you, or soles of the feet flat, hands at heart center, sway the hips from side to side. Again, it's all about finding some sensation in the body, waking up the body, maybe rounding the spine here, letting the head hang feels good. From here, press your hands down into the earth. Bring the feet about hip width apart. Padangushtasana. So you're going to grab onto your big toes with your peace fingers and thumbs. Inhaling, finding length. Pull the belly in. As you exhale, fold into your legs. Forehead towards that space in between your shins. Shoulders away from the ears. Keeping the legs really active. Press your toes, your big toes down onto your fingers. Elbows to the sides. Feeling the length there in the back of the legs, pressing your hips towards the ceiling. Breathing here. Deep breaths in. And as you exhale, bring the hips a little bit higher. Deepen the sensation in your forward fold. Next inhale, halfway lift. Release the toes, hands to your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Stepping to the top of your mat if you're not already there. Getting ready for Sun Salutation A. Hands come to heart center. Maybe you want to set an intention for your class here, if you have not already. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Right hand reaches for the left wrist, reaching up and over towards the right for a half moon. Feel the stretch there in left side body. Inhale, come back to center, switch your grip, left hand to right wrist, and reach up and over towards the left side of your space. Keep the chin lifted away from your throat. You want to lengthen the spine. Inhaling back to center, looking up past your fingers. Exhale, forward fold. Forehead to shins. Knees may still be bent here. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step the right foot back, left foot steps back. This first time around, just drop your knees down to the earth. Inhale, press away. And as you exhale, come all the way down to your belly. Baby cobra, elbows are in. Maybe a high cobra, still your hips and thighs down on the earth. Lift the chin, maybe looking past a shoulder, and then the other side. Feeling the length there in your front side body. Then come back all the way down to your belly. Curl the toes under, lift yourself up to downward facing dog. This is your second down dog. How does it feel versus the first one? All right, look up in between your hands, bend your knees, walk, float your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way up, palms touch. And hands come to heart center. Let's pick it up a little bit. Inhale, arms up overhead. Right hand, left wrist, reach up and over to the right. Half moon. Inhaling center, switch your grip. Exhale, reach left. Inhaling to center, little back bend here, looking up, press the heart forward. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step or jump the feet back. If you do jump the feet back, you're ending in a bottom of a push-up, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Feels good here to still move the hips around if that feels right. Prepping to move towards the front of the mat. Walk, jump, float, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, hands to heart. Last time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, center, little back bend here of your choice if you want it. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, bottom of your push-up. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Where's your Ujjayi breath? Look up in between your hands, bend your knees, walk, float your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, extended, hands at heart center, samastitihi. Sun B, so deep bend in the knees here this time, chair pose. Let's set yourself up. So your hands can be at heart center if you want to relieve a little bit of pain in your shoulders. Otherwise, reach your arms up overhead. Your body weight is in your heels more than it is in your toes. Knees together, tucking your tailbone under, belly pulled in tight, navel to spine, shoulders away from the ears. And breathing here, fire up those quads. Bring the arms down and back. You're going to extend through your legs and lift your heels off of your mat. Diver. Reaching the chest forward and down. Bring your hands down to the earth. Can you stay on your toes here? And then jump back, step back, bottom of your push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Squeeze your right knee in towards your chest and lightly step your right foot through. High lunge. Maybe taking a few hip movements here, and then bring your chest upright, reach your arms up overhead for crescent A, Anjaneyasana. Deep bend in your right knee, left leg long. Take another breath in. As you exhale, twist. Right arm back, left arm forward, hips stay square. Looking towards your right thumb if you can. And then bring the right hand to the back of your left leg and reach the left arm up overhead. I call this corkscrew. Releasing the hands down to the earth and make your way to down dog. Through your flow, vinyasa. Left knee crunches in towards the chest, the nose. And really pull that foot through with the strength of your core. Come on up for your crescent A when you're ready, setting yourself up here. Arms reach up overhead. Think about your core, belly pulled in tight. Don't lose your balance. Beautiful. Feel the fire in that left quad, back leg strong. Take another breath in. As you exhale, open twist. Right arm forward, left arm back. Keeping the belly tight. Looking towards your left thumb. And then reverse revolve, corkscrew. Left hand to your right quad, right arm reaches up. Release the hands down, step the left foot back. Chaturanga, inhaling upward facing dog, exhale downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here to reset. Look up in between your hands, bend your knees, walk, float your feet forward, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands come to heart center. Chair pose, again. Inhale, arms come up overhead. As you exhale, setting up for your diver, arms come down and back, chest forward and down, extend your legs, lift the heels, hands come down to the earth, vinyasa, making your way to down dog. Right knee crunches in, coming on up for crescent A. Inhale, as you exhale, twist towards the right. Inhale, corkscrew. Exhale, if you can, make it to the bottom of your push-up, floating your right leg to add a little bit of challenge there. That would be great. Make your way to down dog. Left knee crunches in. Step it through. Inhale, rise, crescent A. Exhale to your twist. Inhaling, corkscrew. Exhale, bottom of your push-up, left leg floats. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here, reset. Look up in between your hands, bend your knees, walk, float lightly your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands come to heart. Samastitihi. Last time through. Inhaling, chair pose. Exhale, diver. Lift those heels, chest forward. Work on your balance. Hands come down to the earth. Walk, float, back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Right foot steps through. Rise on your inhale, crescent A. Exhale as you twist. Inhale, expand in your corkscrew. Exhale, bottom of your push-up with that right leg floating, making your way to down dog. Left side, crunch it in. Inhale, come on up to your crescent A. Exhale, twist. Inhale, corkscrew. Hands come down, left leg floats. Inhaling to your up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Look up in between your hands, bend your knees, walk, float your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, hands touch. Palms at heart center. Samastitihi. All right, step your feet wide here. I'm going to work a little bit on our malasana, see how that's going since we did it 5 minutes ago or so. So widen your feet, bring the hips low, and if you're still on your toes, that's perfectly fine. Hands come to heart center. Eventually the soles of the feet will be flat down on the mat. And just work through it. Honor yourself where you are right now. Bring the right shoulder inside the right knee. Right hand comes down to the earth. Extend the left arm up overhead. We're going to work on a bind here. Wrap your left arm behind your back and wrap your right arm around your right knee. Find your fingers. Maybe you'll get your wrist. Open the shoulder as well as your hips. We're going to work on a balance here. So you're going to wiggle your left foot in. And keeping your bind around your right knee, try to stand all the way up, kind of like a birds of paradise, but with the knee bent. Once you're all the way up, can you reach your chest forward and down with your bind? Keep breathing. You got this. Come all the way up. And then as you came into the shape, come back down, and we'll find our malasana. Awesome. Wiggle the hips. This time left hand down, right arm reaches up. Nestle that left shoulder inside the left knee. Open the chest. Find your bind, your wrap. You can always use a towel if you're still working on the bind to get the hands together. And again, keeping the bind, bring the body weight into the right leg and slowly lift on up. Stand. Shifting your chest forward and down from the hip. Whoop. And if you fall out, come back into it. Try. This is a practice. Nothing is perfect right off the bat. Beautiful. Slowly come back up. Bending into your right knee, one-legged squat there. And come all the way down, Malasana. Beautiful, awesome job. What's great about these videos is you can stop and try again. Bring your hands down to the earth. Lift your hips in a forward fold. This feels good there. We had our knees bent a lot, so extending, find some expansion there. Shoulders as well. Let the head hang. Maybe rounding your spine feels good. Moving into our sequence here, longer sequence. So this is the balancing part and the twisting. So hands plant, step your feet back, downward facing dog. We'll take it slow in the first time around. Right leg, reach it high, three-legged dog. Go ahead and crunch your right knee to your right elbow and pause. Elbow or think tricep. Reach your right leg high, three-legged. Crunch your knee to your nose. Shift your shoulders over your wrist. Pull the belly in. Right leg reaches high again. This time, cross crunch to the left. And then open, extend your right leg towards the left to find a fallen star. Lift your hips. Left arm reaches up and over. Left hand plants, find your three-legged dog again. Crunch your right knee in towards your chest, step it through, rise to your crescent A. So this is a familiar shape. We were here just a few minutes ago. Settle, inhale. And as you exhale, open twist to the right. Right arm back, left arm forward. Right hand down, left arm high, corkscrew. You remember these. Then we're going to shift to the long edge of your mat. Bring your hands to heart center. You're going to bend into the left knee to find a flying monkey. Parshva Anjaneyasana. So you may be on your toes. Your right leg is long. Try to get your right toes to point up towards the ceiling. Support yourself with your hands down on your mat if you need to. We're going to face the front of your space again with the right knee bent. Thunderbolt. Bring the arms down and back, shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, chest forward and down. You're on your back toes. Release both of your hands inside your right foot. Stay on your back, high on your left toes. Snail. We're going to work towards snail, trying to bring your right shoulder at the same level as your right knee. Right hand comes to the upper right corner of your mat. Left hand to your left hip. Half moon. Stack your hips, stack your shoulders. Flexing into your left foot. Activating that hovering leg. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Stay light on your right fingers. Curtsy. Left knee kisses the back of your right. Hands at heart center. Squat down low. Step lightly your left foot back. Reach your arms up overhead for sky archers. Kind of like a triangle pose. So both legs are straight. Lifting the chest up and out of the waist. This time you're going to face the back of your space into a warrior two. So the left knee is bent. Right leg long. Hands come through heart center. Pivot onto your back toes. Inhale, lift out of the chest, out of the waist, and prayer twist. Right elbow outside of the left knee. Hands press at heart center. Can you gaze past your left shoulder? Back leg is straight and strong. This time the left hand comes to the upper left corner of your mat, and we're going to launch off again into a half moon. Light on those fingers. Bring your right hand down to the earth. Step the right foot back. Three-legged dog with the left leg high. You can stay here. Bend the knees, stack the hips. You can stay here, or you can flip over into a wild thing. Left arm reaches up and over. Bring the left hand down. Left leg floats, finding your way through your vinyasa to downward facing dog. So this time you're facing the back of your space. The left leg is going to lead. Reach the left leg high. Three-legged dog. Crunch your knee to the left elbow. Pause. Left leg reaches high. Knee to nose and pause. Left leg reaches high, cross crunch to the right. Pause and then open to your fallen star, fallen triangle. Right arm reaches up. Lift the hips. Right hand comes down to the earth. Left leg reaches high, three-legged dog. Knee to chest. Step on through, rise, crescent A. Take another breath in. As you exhale, twist. Left arm back, right arm forward. And corkscrew. Left hand down, right arm up. Again, facing the long edge of your mat, we're going to find our flying monkey. Hands come through heart center. This time the right knee bends, left leg extends. And again, notice where your hips are at, low back, toes. Maybe you're on your toes, hands come down to the earth. Make your way to the front, the new front of your space. Left knee bends, thunderbolt. Arms reach down and back. Activating energy through your fingers, chest forward and down, belly off the thigh. Bring both hands inside of your left foot, snail, or prepping for snail. Left shoulder. Left hand comes down to the earth. And if you have your blocks, you can always use your blocks or your thick book for half moon. Stack the hips, stack the shoulders. Curtsy. Hands in heart center, right knee kisses the back of your left knee, squat low, and lightly step your right foot back. Sky archer, reach up and over, reverse triangle, if you're more familiar with that shape. Expand the body here, that feels good. Facing the back of your mat, right knee bends, warrior two. Hands come through heart center, pivot onto your back toes, prayer twist. Left elbow or armpit over your right knee. Unwind, right hand down, and making your way into half moon again on this side. Both hands come down to your mat, left foot steps back, three-legged dog, right leg high, bend the knee, stack the hips, or flip it over, wild thing. Lift the hips, left leg is extended, right knee is bent. And then the right hand comes down, keep the right leg floating, chaturanga, inhale up dog, exhale downward facing dog. All right, we're gonna take it through one more time, adding on a little bit to make it a little bit more challenging. Right leg reaches high. Right knee, right elbow, Ekapada Kundinyasana B. Right knee to your right elbow, reach it high, knee to nose. Reach the right leg high, cross crunch to the left. This time you can grab your right foot with your left hand for an arm balance. Release, right leg reaches high, knee to nose, step it through, rise, crescent A. Exhale to your twist. Inhaling, corkscrew. Hands come through heart center, long edge of your mat, flying monkey. This time we're going to work on a bind like we did in our malasana. So left hand down, right arm up, and bind behind your back. Again, this is totally optional. Working on your balance. Making your way to the front of your space, right knee is bent, reach the arms down and back, thunderbolt, shoulders away from the ears. Bring the hands inside of your right foot, and then this time you're going to open the arms wide so your right shoulder is under your right knee, and you're going to reach and bind behind your back in that high lunge. Now look towards your right big toe, and slowly start to tippy toe off of your left foot to find a bound half moon. Half moon with that bind. Activating that left foot. Keep your gaze down to balance. Beautiful. Curtsy. Woo. Unwind. Hands at heart center, squat down low. Lightly step back with your left foot, reach up and over, sky archer. And back of your space, warrior two. Take a breath. Beautiful. Working on our prayer twist again. Right elbow over the right knee, over the left knee, sorry. Or you can work on a bind wrap, the left arm behind your back and reaching for your fingertips from underneath your left thigh. Unwind with the left hand down, right arm high, half moon. Now you can work on a few things here. You can either float your left hand to your heart or bring your left hand back down to the earth, bend into your right knee, sugar cane, right hand reaches for the right ankle, kick it back. Or you can work on a variation of both. Sugar cane with your hand to your heart. Release the hands down, step the right foot back, left leg reaches up. Three-legged dog, wild thing here, flip it. Come back around, float the left leg, chaturanga, inhale, upward facing dog. Yeah, that was hard. Downward facing dog. All right, let's take that to the left side. You're facing the back of your space, left leg reaches up. Left knee to the left elbow, Ekapada Kundinyasana B. Little arm balance there, work on it. Come back, three-legged dog, knee to nose. Reach high, cross crunch to the right. Left hand reaches for the right hand reaches for the left foot, arm balance there. Three-legged dog, reach high. Step through, rise to crescent A. Open up to your twist as you exhale. Inhaling corkscrew. Reach the right arm up and over. Face the long edge of your mat. Flying monkey, right knee bends. Settling into your shape here with your legs and then working on that bind if you want it. Or just a wrap behind your back. Also working on your balance. And that nice stretch in the inner left thigh. Make your way towards the front of your space. Left knee is bent. Arms reach down and back. Chest forward. Belly hovering over your thigh. Let's work on that snail shape. Both hands come inside your left foot. Nestle your left shoulder underneath the left knee. Open the arms wide. And maybe you can reach for your fingers behind your back. Stay high on your right toes. Now look towards your left big toe, and then slowly start to, keeping your bind, slowly start to hover your right leg up if you can, or half moon is fine. My left hip did not want to do that, and that's okay. Curtsy. Right knee kisses the back of your left, squat low, lightly step back with your right foot, sky archer, reverse triangle. And warrior two with the right knee bent. Hands come through heart and work on that prayer twist or expand the arms or go for your bind. That really deepens the twist here, looking past your right shoulder. Right hand comes down to your mat, upper right corner, half moon. Working on those different variations. So right hand to your heart. Or you can bend into the left knee, left hand, left ankle, kick it back if you can. Body is a strange thing sometimes. Work on both variations. Just stabilize. Stabilize the breath. And you'll get there. Beautiful. Hands come down. Left foot steps way back. Right leg reaches high. Three-legged, bend and stack. Flip it over, wild thing. And come back around. Keep your right leg floating. Chaturanga, inhale up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. All right, we're not quite done. Still some work here. You're in your down dog. Find a plank. And then walk your hands forward. So instead of having your wrists underneath your shoulders, you'll have your hands over your head. Pull the belly in hips low. And this really works your entire core. So not just your six pack, low belly, but also your obliques. Breathing here. And if you need to modify with your knees down or the hands back a little bit, do that. But this is, your core is really, really important in your yoga practice. Stay connected to your breath. Go ahead and make your way into down dog. Look up in between your hands, bend your knees, and make your way to a seat. Jump your feet through to a seat. I'm going to find boat pose, Navasana. Different variations here. So you're balancing on your sit bones. Toes can be down on your mat. You can bring your hands behind you. Just make sure that your chest is at a 45-degree angle. You can also lift your feet off of the earth. Hands reach forward. So your hands are next to your calves. Shoulders away from the ears, open heart. You can also extend your legs for full expression of Navasana if you can stay there. And we're going to breathe. Squeezing the knees together. Go ahead and squeeze your knees into your chest and reach the arms forward or up over your head. Just a breath. Navasana again. 5 breaths-ish here. And again, cross your legs at the ankles, squeeze your knees in toward your chest, reach the arms up overhead or forward. Getting into your obliques. Navasana. 3rd time. Where's your breath? Cross your legs at the ankles, squeeze your knees in toward your chest. Arms reach up overhead. You can also plant the toes down into the earth if you need to. Navasana boat. We're almost there, guys. You can do this. Squeeze the knees into the chest. Arms reach up. And Navasana, 4th time. Yeah. Belly tight. Chest lifted. Cross your legs at the ankles. Knees in. Reach up. Last time through. Boat. All right, and from here, we're not quite done. Hover down halfway into a low boat. So calves and shoulder blades are off of the mat. Breathing. And relax all the way down. Point the toes forward. Reach the arms up overhead. That probably feels good. You can also plant the soles of the feet down onto your mat, bending into the knees, windshield wiper side to side. Beautiful. Maybe lifting the hips for a little bridge pose to expand the front side body. Awesome. Make your way to a seat again. We're going to unwind. Start to stretch it all out. Extend your legs in front of you, pointing the toes. Get rid of the flesh from underneath you. You can always have your knees bent. Paschimottanasana. You can always have your knees bent, especially if you have a tight low back. Keep the knees bent and let the chest kiss your thighs, or you can reach forward with your fingers, wrap your fingers around your big toes, or maybe reach for the outer edges of your feet. Inhale, pull the belly in, and as you exhale, fold over your legs. Releasing any tension you would have in the back of the head and neck. Feel the length in your entire backside body. A few more breaths here. Your next inhale brings you out of the shade. Go ahead and bend your knees, butterfly, Baddha Konasana. Bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet together. Now you have a few options here. Either you can have your heels really close to your groin or more of a diamond shape. Reach your feet further away from you. It really depends on how it feels in your hips. Go ahead and grab onto your toes, feet or ankles. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. Try to have your back flat as much as you can. Pressing the elbows inside of your thighs for a deeper stretch. Nice stretch there in the inner thighs. As you inhale, come out of the shape. Windshield wiper here if it feels good. And actually bring your hands behind you. Soles of the feet plant, windshield wiper, nice large movements. We're going to use that for deer. It's a variation of pigeon, where normally in pigeon your back leg is long. Your back leg is actually going to be bent to the side. So have a peek over here if you're not quite sure what I'm talking about. Right knee is bent and your left knee is bent behind you to the side a little bit, and then fold over your right shin. So what I like about deer is that I can get a little bit more into my glute and the top of my hamstring. I used to be a runner, so this feels really good in that space and that connection between the glute and the hamstring. So maybe try that out, and if you prefer pigeon, go ahead for pigeon. Relax your head. Coming back to a natural breath here if you have not already. Releasing that Ujjayi pranayama. Slowly walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Rise. Maybe a few windshield wipers here feel good. And let's go ahead and keep the left knee bent. Right leg bent as well to the side. Bring your hands in front of your shins and then relax your chest forward and down, reaching the arms forward or supporting your forehead with your hands stacked underneath your forehead and feeling that stretch here. Slowly start to walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Bring your chest upright once again. A few windshield wipers here may feel good. Making our way into a tabletop. Let's stretch our psoas and hip flexors since we didn't get that stretch in our pigeon. From your tabletop, step your right foot forward, staying on your back knee. Your left knee is down, left toes are uncurled, and bring your hips down and forward so that you're going to feel a stretch in your left hip flexor. Make sure your right knee is over your ankle, hands are on your knee, maybe the arms are reaching up overhead. And let's go ahead and switch. Bring your hands down to your mat. And if you feel that you don't have enough support in your knees, if you need a little bit more cushion, you can always fold your mat and then find the same shape on the other side. Left knee, left foot forward, right knee down, pressing the hips forward and down. Feeling a stretch in your right hip flexor. And bring your hands down to the earth. Flatten your mat if you had it folded. And I'm going to face the camera here so that you see what I'm doing. You're going to go for a shoulder stretch. So you're going to stretch, come down onto your belly, stretch your right arm to the right. Your arm is perpendicular to your body. And you're going to look in the opposite direction, left hand below your shoulder, and then roll onto your right side. Now, the legs may be stacked behind you, or you can bend into your left knee and find somewhat of a bridge leg with your left leg. Now, if this is not enough, you can always come out of the shape, bend into your right elbow, cactus the arm, and then roll onto your right side. That's a really deep stretch. And here, if you want a little bit more, you can wrap the left arm behind your back, opening up through that right shoulder and opening it into the chest. This is also a shape that you can do standing. So I've seen people grab onto the door frame with their fingers and then open up the shoulder. But this allows you to use body weight and gravity for a deep stretch. Roll onto your belly again. Turn your head in the opposite direction. Just bring your arms by your sides. Resetting here. You're going to start to take that to the other side. So extend your left arm to the left, right hand below your right shoulder, and then roll onto your left side. And again, if this is the first time that you're doing it, maybe just extending your arm to the side is enough. And you can explore the shape as you go. Just these stretches should feel good. Maybe a little bit of a dull pain, but nothing, no sharp pain. If it's sharp, you should definitely back out. Just notice here the stretch in the left shoulder, the chest. Worked our shoulders a lot today. And slowly start to come out of the shape. Come back to center on your belly. Hands below your shoulders, press yourself up. And make your way onto your back. Getting any last movements here that feel good. Happy baby. Oh, we're going to go for a twist actually. So cross your right leg over your left and then drop your legs to the left. Open up the arms to T or cactus and look towards the right side. Getting a full spinal twist here. Nice detox for your body after getting that nice good sweat. Your next inhale brings you back to center, and let's switch it out. Left leg crosses over the right, and then drop your legs to the right, gaze to the left. Just make sure that both shoulder blades are on your mat, and it's okay if the knees do not quite touch the mat. That's perfectly fine. With each exhale, drop a little bit more into that twist. And slowly making your way to center. And here you can take any last movements that feel good. Maybe just a squeeze of the knees into the chest. A happy baby. Legs up the wall or waterfall feel good. And when you're ready in your own time, last shape, Shavasana. Legs extend, arms by your sides. Maybe you want to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Allowing the eyes to close, the jaw softens. Just allow yourself to rest here. Shavasana is the most important part of your practice. It allows to rebalance your energies, to, just find balance, reset the body, and also integrate everything that you've done for the past 50 minutes or so. Noticing the pressure of the back of the head into the mat, the shoulder blades, the back of the arms, low back, the glutes, hamstrings, calves, your heels, and noticing the softness of the soles of the feet, tops of the feet, your shins, the knees, your quads, low belly, your abdomen, and chest, your biceps, the throat, the jaw, cheeks, eyes, and forehead. When you're ready in your own time, start to bring some movement into the body, wiggling fingers, toes. Eventually reaching the arms up overhead. Give yourself a nice long stretch. Making your way to your right or left side, whichever comes first. Just linger here for a few breaths. Making your way into a seated posture. Easy seat, your seat of honor on your mat. Just as we started, bring your hands to your knees. Notice how you feel now versus how you felt about 55 minutes ago. Bring your hands to your heart and celebrate yourself for making it to your mat, giving yourself this time. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be filled with love and gratitude. Namaste.